Okay. Hello, hi. Welcome back to you all once again, Satyam TV channel. Okay. As per the previous discussion, we have learnt about the comprehensive definition of resources and classification of resources. Is it right? Okay. Now in this session we are going to learn about development of resources. I mean indiscriminate use of resources. See, I told you that there are n number of resources are there. I mean much amount of resources we will get on the land. Okay. We found so many resources, different types of resources on the land. I told you that classification on the basis of origin, ownership, and individual, international, national, and stock resources, reserve resources, develop. This all we have learnt in the previous session. Okay, we are using our resources, but how to use, how much we have to use, where we have to use, and what are the problems we are facing. I mean major problems of the usage of resources. These all we have to understand that also similarly. Is it right? Here indiscriminate use of resources. See what is happening. Nature is given for us a resource. Human have taken that resources as a granted. For granted he had taken. Okay, I can get everywhere, anywhere. However, I can use it. However, as my wish. This is happening on the planet Earth. Human activities are increasing more on the Earth. Because of that reason, due to that reason, what happening? We are facing some problems in our life. Which are those problems? Greed. While utilizing the resources, we are getting some problems. Those are greed, have and have nots, global ecological crisis. What is the greed? Depletion of resources. Greed means human is for human there is a no. He is not telling that enough. This is enough for me. Resources. I will utilize. I will save these resources for the next, for future purpose, for next generation. No, at all. Not happening. These all only utilizing. Okay. Then what will happen? It is become a greedy. Okay. Then once it is resources gets our on the planet Earth, in future we may not get. Okay, so that we have to use it very carefully. Okay, fine. Second one is have and have nots, rich and poor in society. Those are rich people in the community, in the society, the group of people, those who are rich, those people have a much amount of money or capital with them. They are using however resources, but the people, those who are poor, they are not affordable the resources, they are not able to utilize the resources properly. This is happening. Okay, for example, in one area, one area is there, one city is there. In that area, in that city, in that town, the richest people, the richest group of people are utilizing resources, water resources more. And in slum area, where is the poor people are living, where people are living in that area, in slum area, there is a usage of water is less. See, if I have money, then it is not I can purchase the resources however wherever as my wish. It is not. That is not. It is happening in the society. Richest people are using much amount of resources, and poor people are not affordable or not able to use the resources in a proper manner. It is the have and have nots. It is only called indiscriminate way, means discrimination is there. Okay, I mean there is a no equally balance is there. Okay, upper class people, rich people are using much amount of resources. Lower class, I mean poor people are using less amount of resources. Means there is a no equality among these both the groups. Richer people are becoming rich, poor people are becoming poor only. This is happening. Okay, now global ecological crisis. What is a global ecological crisis? See, usage of resources is increasing on the planet Earth because of the due to the human activities. We are facing some major problems. Those are most danger problems in future also. See what happening here, much amount of resources we are using. Because of that, here air pollution is creating on the planet Earth. Our air is becoming our air is becoming pollution. Okay, air is becoming pollution. And global warming. Warming means what? The temperature of Earth is increasing. Once the temperature of Earth will be increased on the planet Earth, and then what will create? Then greenhouse effect will be created. I mean, greenhouse effect means what? The temperature of the planet Earth, once it will increase day by day, then what will happen? It will affect the ozone layer. Okay, I will teach you about the ozone layer. What is the ozone layer? See, ozone layer is that which layer is protecting our Earth from the ultraviolet sun rays, which rays are very harmful for the planet Earth. Those rays are going back to the sun only because of ozone layer. Ozone layer is like a soldier. How like soldiers are protecting, they keep on watching on the border to protect our nation and from the enemies. Same like similarly, sun is leaving some ultraviolet sun rays. Those rays once touch our Earth, we are not able to live here on the planet Earth. But ozone layer is protecting. They are sending back to the sun only. Okay, which are the rays are good rays are there. I mean, which rays are not affect on the human body, those rays are living, and which are which affects rays affectable. I mean, which rays affect on the human body, those rays are going back to the sun. Because of the role of the ozone layer is the most important. Even ozone layer is also depletion of ozone layer is increasing. Okay, in the atmosphere. There I already have learnt in the in previous class in 9th and 8th standard that one in the atmosphere there are layers are there: troposphere, exosphere, thermosphere, and these all are most important layers of the atmosphere. Okay, ozone layer is we found ozone layer in the atmosphere. So that atmosphere is protecting you as well as similarly ozone layer is protecting our Earth, but that ozone layer is depletion is increasing. Depletion of ozone layer is increasing because of high amount of usage of resources. Much amount of resources we are using, so that it is affecting ozone layer as well as it is affecting, it is increasing global warming. Temperature of Earth is increasing. Is it right? Even also soil erosion and air pollution, water pollution, these all are increasing. Is it right? I hope you clearly understood about the global ecological crisis. Okay, we have to stop these all global ecological crisis. Then we have to take some steps to prevent these all global ecological crisis. No, is it? Then what to do and where to do? These all have discussion have took place in the Rio de Janeiro. See, Rio de Janeiro, it is the name of the place. It is in America, USA, United States of America. In USA, in Brazil country, this place is a city is there, town is there, Rio de Janeiro place. In this, in Rio de Janeiro, in this place, in 1992, 100 states of heads. 100 states. Around 100 state leaders have conducted. They have conducted one meeting. They have conducted one session for what? To how to stop the global ecological crisis. For example, you take air pollution. You may take global warming or greenhouse effect. You may can take ozone layer or ozone layer depletion. Okay, these all are global ecological crisis. How to stop this all? And human is using a much amount of resources on the planet Earth. Then we have to stop. We have to take some steps to prevent those problems. No, so that all 100 states of 100 leaders have conducted one session in the Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in 1992 in Brazil, in America. Is it right? What will be there, what they have discussed there, and I mean, which are the points they had discussed there in that Rio de Janeiro Earth Summits, and these are the some agenda is there. I mean, some ways are there how to utilize the resources and how to stop the problems. These all discussion have taken place in that area. Say, I mean, in that area 100 leaders have discussed about how to fight against the poverty and how to fight against the damage of environment pollution, how to fight against the diseases. Okay, all nations have to each other, all nations have to each other help each other, and they have to cooperate each other, and then only can we have to stop the problems, no, in the global worldwide. Then only we can solve the problems. Otherwise, no, only single person cannot do anything. Okay, with the group, with the community, then only we can stop the, and we can prevent the some, we can take the some steps to stop the this all global ecological crisis. What was the aim of this Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit? It was one more point I wanted to tell you, that it was the first international Earth Summit which was conducted in 1992 in Brazil. I mean, in 1992 Earth Summit means what? International first Earth Summit which was conducted in Rio de Janeiro in 1992. It was the most important. Maybe this question maybe will arise in the in board exam. I mean, for 10th standard in social science question paper in previous 2 years back in question paper, this question I have asked when was conducted, where was conducted, and what purpose this Earth International Earth Summit have conducted in the this one in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, fine. There is a aim. What was the aim? What was the aim of this Rio de Janeiro? To prevent the air pollution, to stop the global warming, and to stop the depletion of ozone layer. This is the aim of the Rio de Janeiro this one meeting. Is it right? I hope you clearly understood. Okay, I will teach you in next point. 1 minute, I will tell you that what is that. These are this one Rio de Janeiro, the place which is called, is located in the America, in USA, in Brazil country. This one is the, their leaders have taken some they have signed one agenda. This is called 21st agenda. I mean, they have declared on 21st agenda, 21 agenda. What is that? We will learn that. Okay, agenda 21. Okay, here agenda 21. Okay, but what is the agenda 21st and Rio de Janeiro? Already I told you that 100 states of leaders have taken one meeting. They have conducted one meeting in the Rio de Janeiro in 1992 for the purpose of the global warming, for the purpose of the diseases, poverty. To avoid that, those poverty and disease, they wanted to take some steps to make the sustainable resources, sustainable earth development. So that they have conducted these all. See here, global leaders have taken some steps. They have signed one Rio de Janeiro agenda 21st. What is that? Achieving global sustainable development. As per the discussion of Rio de Janeiro, what is that? They wanted to make achievement in the global sustainable development. What is a global sustainable development? What is the mean by this? See, global sustainable development means without harming, without making any problems and all for the environment, we have to utilize the resources. Understood? Did you get my point? Without making any harms and all, without making any problems to the society or environment, we have to utilize the resources in a proper manner. Is it? Then that resources we should be used in a proper manner without making any harm and all. Then only it is known as a global sustainable development. This is known as a achieving global sustainable development. Means the global leaders, I mean globally, this is a worldwide discussion. It was not only consider or belongs to only one nation. It was considered for the all nations in the worldwide. So that they have declared one agenda 21. As per the agenda 21, the resources should be used in a in proper manner without making any disturb or without making any problem to the environment or society, then only we can achieve the global sustainable development. And also combat environmental damage, poverty, disease. See, combat environmental damage, poverty, disease means what? See, we have to fight against the poverty, we have to fight against the disease. Okay, nowadays you know very well corona is a disease called which is due to coronavirus. We are not able to speak one another, talk one another, we have to put mask and all. We have to, yes, this is the most important, we have to put the mask, we have to keep the social distance wherever you go outside for shop and all. Okay, these all are precautions we have to take, okay, whenever we are going outside for and all. Okay, these like diseases we have to fight against, these like diseases. And also we have to fight against the poverty. Okay, poverty is also one kind of disease, this is also one kind of disease only. Okay, once poverty is increasing in the nation, usually what will happen, the people the people of nation will poverty will be increased, suddenly there will be no resources, no development, these all will get problem, education problem will get, and these all other kind of problems will face. Suppose poverty once increase in a nation, so that to stop the poverty we have to take some steps also. Okay, how to stop those all poverty? We have to provide the proper food, well contains fruits, vitamin contents, these all we have to provide for the poor people. These all be taken place, these all discussion have taken place in the Rio de Janeiro, is it right? Next, environmental damage. I told you that global warming, increasing the high temperature on the planet Earth, depletion of ozone layer, and also greenhouse effect, these are environmental damage. To avoid these all environmental damage and all, we have to take some steps. Okay, ways, we have to find some ways to stop these all, so that these all discussion have taken place in that Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in 1992. And the local government can draw that local agenda, it belongs to local government. Okay, discussion have taken place in the Rio de Janeiro in 1992 maybe, but taking the decision and taking the steps and taking the some ways, which ways are good and which ways are not good, and which steps are good to prevent those all problems and all, to fight against those problems. This local government can make the agenda, and this local government can take, it can draw the steps, agenda, is it right? It is belongs to that country. That also was announced in the Rio de Janeiro meeting, is it right? I hope you clearly understood this agenda 21st. It is the most important, which was conducted in Rio de Janeiro. It was the first international Earth Summit which was conducted in 1992. Okay, I hope you clearly understood. Now I will teach you resources planning. What is the resources planning? Okay, yes, we are utilizing resources, we classified the resources, and also we have different kind of resources we are using, but we have some plans, no? We without plan, for example, as a teacher, as a social science teacher, if I come directly and if I come and teach here means, then it is there. If there is no any plan, there is no any this one notes and all. Without notes and plan, how can we do that all? Okay, before examination you will prepare. Without preparation, can you write the exam? No, it is can't possible. Okay, not possible. So we have some plans to use the resources, and here I will teach you resources planning. Okay, resources planning. We have to make some plan to utilize the resources. How to utilize the resources, and where it will get, where we found the resources, and which amount, how much amount of resources we will get, and what is the quantitative and qualitative, and these all we have to study about that resources. Simply resources we will get everywhere, anywhere, anytime means no use, is it? Fine. Why do we need resources planning? Tell me, why do we need resources planning? No planning, no at all, then simply utilizing, no use. So that what happening here, unequal and uneven distribution of resources. Here what happening usually, unequally uneven distribution. See, for example, in Jharkhand in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, we are getting much amount of minerals. In Jharkhand, northern part of India, in for eastern northeastern part of India, we are getting much amount of we found much amount of minerals, for especially in the state of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. But there is we are getting in a proper manner, we are getting much amount of resources, but we do not have that much how to utilize that resources in proper manner, that we don't know. However, wherever distribution of resources uneven, we see some areas is more, some areas is less, in some regions is much amount, in some regions is a less amount of resources we are getting. This is a problem. Okay, distribution of resources are not equally distributed, it is uneven. So I hope you understood this. Next, 3 steps resources planning. Okay, how to make the plan? 3 steps are there to make resources planning. We have to use the 3 steps resources planning. See how to make the resources planning. Okay, see we have to use the 3 steps to use the resources planning. How to make the resources planning, we have to use the 3 steps. Sorry, see, first one is the identifying. First one is the identifying. First one is the identify. Identify means what? Observing, find out, discover, research. These all are identifying. Mapping, survey. Okay, means where is the resources, where it is located, where we can found, in how much amount of resources. These all we should know very well. Before plan we have to make it. Survey, it will come belongs to a survey, it will come under this, and mapping will come. Survey and mapping. Survey, mapping. Survey and mapping means what? We have to survey, we have to search, research where is the resources, how much amount, quantity of resources, quality of resources, and how much amount of quantity means how much amount of resources we found we will get, and quality means which type of resources, what is the quality of resources, that we have to find out. Okay, this is all identifying. Okay, planning structure. Second one is the planning structure. What is the planning structure? See, with the help of technology, we have to make some plans. Okay, I told you in previous session, with the help of technology only human can react with, human beings can interact with nature, with nature created environment, with nature created resources. Then only he will get economically feasible, and only he can get result. Yes, okay, fine, you are using resources, but we have to make some plans, no? So that I told you, identify, how to survey, map, finding and all. But second one is planning structure. We have to make some plans to make structure. For example, I will get gold, iron ore in this area, in region. Then where I have to establish the industry, iron industry, steel industry, cement industry, where I have to establish, and how to transport those resources from from iron ore to area to industry. Transportation is also most important. These all are economic activities. We say, as per the economics, we will say economic activities. Is it right? We make plan to establish the industry to utilize that resources. That is also most important. See, next, overall development. Overall development means national development. Third one is the national development. What is the national development? Okay, we will get resources in one area, and we have found those that resources also, and also we have to make one plan to establish the industry also. But one problem is that whether it is useful for nation or not, see, whichever resources you have to take, it should be used, it should be most, I mean, that resources should be useful for the nation, then only it is considered as a national development. That with that resources, nation should be grow. Okay, nationally we have to grow with that resources, then only that resources called as a national development resources. Okay, we have to find resources and we have to make plan to establish industries, and that with the industries we have to, again similarly our India, I mean our country also should grow along with that. Is it right? Okay, land resources. Okay, we have studied, we are going to study about the, we are learning about the resources. In previous session I told you, I mean in this one, before that I told you that how to make the resources planning by the identifying, we have to find out those resources quality and quantity, and also we have to make some national development, and that resource should be very helpful for the nation, then only it is the planning and all. Okay, fine. Land resources. What is the land resources? Okay, land is the most important resources. Okay, most of the things will occupied by the things are occupied, I mean land is occupied by the so many things. Okay, you maybe see, you might seen on the roads, plateaus, plains, deserts, hilly regions, Himalayans, these all are considered as a land. Land is the most important resource. Okay, how land is how it is useful for us all. Okay, how it is useful for us. Okay, see, house, buildings, industries, cultivation and transportation, everything is going on the land. Is it? Are we using the to construct the buildings and houses on the land? Yeah, we are using. Yes, land is everything is going on the land only. Industries, we will establish the industries on the land. This is also okay. Cultivation, agriculture, farming, cultivation, these all are activities, economic activities we are doing at doing on the earth, I mean on the land. And transportation, vehicles, transportation, exporting, importing goods from one place to another place, these all are transportation. It is known as transportation. This is also going on the land. Okay, these all the activities we are doing on the land. Is it right? Next one is the this one, limitation. What is the limitation? It is limited resource. Land is not, land by itself cannot extend, it cannot extend like by itself only. Okay, like it cannot grow, land is cannot grow, so that we have to utilizing land in a proper manner. We are using, however, as per our wish, it should not happen. See, in whatever we are finding, or we found things or resources on the planet Earth, on the land, in that with the help of those resources only, we have to be very safe, and we have to make it very useful, clearly and properly. See here what happening, land is becoming narrow nowadays, becoming narrow because of due to the economic activities. We will see global warming and building constructions, road constructions, and industries, construction of industries and all. Due to these all economic activities, land is becoming narrow. Okay, it cannot grow, land is cannot grow, it cannot extend. But what we are doing, we are everything for each and everything we are using this only. So I don't think that, sir, how can, sir, without land everything using, then without land how can we live? No, yes, I will agree with your point, but what happening here, we have to use in limit way, in limitation. There is some limits. See, every day you eat stomach full food, then till here you cannot eat. No, is it? So that similarly dislike is happening on the with the land. Okay, fine. Distribution of Indian land mass. Distribution of Indian land mass. See, as per the geographical area, I think you have learnt in the in 9th standard, what is the million square kilometer of our land, total geographical. See, 3.28 million square kilometer total. It is geographical. It is a geographical area of the land, 3.28 million square kilometer in our India. See, plain. See, land is distributed on this basis. Plains, mountains, plateaus. Okay, 3.28 out of 3.28 million square kilometer, 43% of land is covered with the plains. 43% of land is covered with the plains and mountains, and 30% of land is covered with mountains, and 27% of land is covered with plateaus. Okay, usually you will see, you might have seen that roads, buildings, constructions, houses, these all are on the plains. You cannot construct the buildings and this one industry is on the mountains. Okay, mountains is not useful for those cultivation activities. Also we can do on the plain area only. Is it right? Mountains also are very useful for us, but there are some other useful factors are there from the mountains. Okay, now plateaus, 27% of land is covered with the plateaus. Okay, I hope you understood this distribution of Indian landmass. 43% covered with plain, mountains is 30%, and the plateaus is 27%. See, plateaus are very rich in minerals, they are very rich in minerals and other resources, and mountains are mountains are protecting our India from the wind and all. Okay, these are most of the rivers are originated in the mountains only. Okay, rivers. Even plains are useful for the agricultural work and building construction, industries, roads and houses. Is it right? I hope you understood this point. Now I will go to the next point, land utilization. What is the land utilization? How we are using land, how much amount of land, I mean in which way we are using land. This I will tell you. Okay, land utilization. Okay, land utilization, sorry, this is the second point. First point is the forests. Okay, land not available for the cultivation, land utilization, this one. How we are using the land here? See, this one, forests. Okay, you know very well forest. We will see the flora and fauna, trees and animals, life of the wildlife, animals and all we will find in the forest. Okay, forest land, in land utilization, forest part is the most important. The part of the role of the forest is the most important when you are utilizing the land. Okay, most of the land is covered with the forest. Okay, now second point is the land not available for the cultivation. Second point is the land not available for the cultivation. That is, we have distributed the land. How like resources are classified, no? That like land is classified on the basis of forest, on the basis of non-agriculture, agriculture, this is like. Okay, see, land not available for cultivation. Which land is not available for cultivation? Land not available for cultivation. Okay, this point. First one is a barren. First one is a barren land. It is known as a wasteland. This is a wasteland. What is the barren land? See, in land not available for cultivation, in this again two subsections are there. One is a barren and wasteland. Second one is a land foot to non-agriculture. Okay, see, which land is not utilized for the agricultural activities, that is called barren and wasteland. Yes, wasteland is no use. See, once we not able to make the cultivation and all, then it is a wasteland, is no use, no? Then it is a barren land. Is it? Okay, now land put on the non-agricultural use. For example, roads and where we have constructed buildings, industries, that land is utilized for those all activities, but that land is not useful for the cultivation. You don't get confused here. Which land is not useful for the cultivation? Wasteland is not useful for the cultivation. What is the cultivation? Farming. Okay, Second, land put to non-agricultural. For example, road you take. Can you make cultivation on the road? No, we cannot do. Okay. Houses, okay, buildings and factories or industries. In these areas, in these regions, we are not able to do the cultivation. These all are comes under the, belongs to the land not available for the cultivation. Okay. Third one is other uncultivated land. Other uncultivated. Again, which land is uncultivated land? See, other uncultivated land. Okay. Other uncultivated land. Okay. Which land is not useful for the agriculture? No, that is a barren land, and which is road construction and all, that is a wasteland. That is not wasteland, not that is useful but not for the agriculture purpose. Is it? Now, other uncultivated land means what? Pasture land and grazing land. Pasture land and grazing. What is the pasture land and grazing land? See, pasture land means what? Which land is for pasture land means where we will see the grass and all. Okay, that land is also not useful for the cultivation. No, grazing land, cattles will graze the grass and all. They will get the grass and all. We will take and go the cattles in grazing area. That area is no useful for cultivation. This is also unfit for the cultivation. Second one is the B, land under miscellaneous. Okay, land under miscellaneous tree. Okay, for example, some areas are there, some regions are there. On that area, the humans were not, human is not planted those trees. By itself only trees are growing. That area is known as a land under miscellaneous trees. Okay, those trees are not planted. Or now we have discussing about the land utilization. The land is some land have covered in the forest, and land not available for the cultivation. No, that is known as a barren land and wasteland. And also I told you that some lands not useful for the agriculture. For example, where roads are there, buildings are there, these are, in those areas we cannot make the cultivation and all. Yes, now other uncultivated land means pasture and grazing land. I told you that cattles will take and go to the cattles in one area. There we will graze the cattles, so that land is not also useful for the grazing land. That is also comes under the uncultivated areas. Okay, now land under miscellaneous tree means some trees are growing which are the trees not planted by the human. Those area, that land is also considered as a wasteland, barren land. Is it right? Third one is the C. Third one is the culturable wasteland. Okay, culturable wasteland means what? More than 5 years we are not using that land for the cultivation purpose. We are living that like only. Okay, we are living as it is only. Okay, that land is known as a culturable wasteland. Okay, next, fourth one is the fallow land. What is a fallow land? Current fallow and other than fallow. See, what is the fallow land? The land which is 1 or less than 1 year, which being left for 1 year only. We are living 1 year. 1 year we are living and we are not growing any crops there. After 1 year or less than 1 year, we will grow the crops. That land is known as a fallow land. Is it right? Okay, in fallow land there are two subsections. One is the current fallow, second one is the other than current fallow. See, in current fallow what happening here? In current fallow, again same only, 1 year or less than 1 year, that land we are using, that land we are using, but less than 1 year or within 1 year that land is used by the humans, and sometimes it will not use. Okay, that land is known as a current fallow, means this is also not good for the agricultural purpose. Next, other than current fallow, land means what? 1 to 5 years. 1 to 5 years, that land is which is being left for 1 to 5 years, that land is known as a current fallow, I mean other than current fallow land. What I am going to teach you all here, current fallow land and all. See, in the land distribution on the planet Earth, what happening, which land is not useful or unfit for the agriculture, that is becoming wasteland, it is barren land. So that we have to avoid those land, we have to make some changes on the land to utilize that land in a proper way. Okay, that we will learn in next point. Fifth one is a net sown area. Net sown area. Okay, in the land distribution, you keep it in your mind. In the land distribution, first is the forests. Okay, the land distributed, forest is the first one. Second one is the not available land, which is not available for the cultivation. Which land is not available for the cultivation? Barren land, wasteland, is it? And where the roads and buildings are there, that land, okay, that is not fit for the cultivation. And also grazing land, where cattle are grazing, where will be cattle are grazing, that land is no useful for the cultivation. And where trees are grown by itself, not planted by the human, those are also considered as this also comes under the this one, non-cultivated area. And fallow land, in fallow land again two sections are there, current fallow and other than current fallow. In current fallow, less than 1 year or 1 year we are not making any cultivation work, that is a wasteland. I mean waste, not it is not a waste, but 1 year we will live simply, so that it is a wasteland. So that other than current fallow, 1 to 5 years we are not doing at all any farming activities on that land, that is a other than current fallow. And fifth one is the net sown area. Fifth one is the net sown area. Net sown area means for example, there is a 2 hectare land is there. 2 hectare land is there. In this 2 hectare land, I will grow one crop. I will grow within 1 year. Within 1 year, I will grow only one crop. Within 1 year. Less than 1 year or in 1 year only, I will grow only one crop. That is called a net sown area. It can also possible in 2 hectare only you can grow 3 types of crops. Okay, 3 types of crops you can grow within 1 year. Okay, for example, we say that gross cropped area. Gross cropped area means what? In 2 hectare land you will grow 3 types of crops. 2 by 3, 2 into 3 is a 6. Then 6 is 6 will become gross cropped area, means 6 becomes gross cropped area, means in 2 hectare land we will grow 3 types of crop in how many years? Within 1 year. Within 1 year, that is called gross cropped area. Okay, I can grow only one crop also. Okay, one gross cropped area. If you grow 2, then 2 gross cropped area. Is it? Within 1 year we have to grow the crops, whichever crops you can grow, that area is called a net sown area. Net sown area means what? In 2 hectare land, for example, in 2 hectare land you can grow one type of crop or 2 type of crop. Is it right? Now I hope you understood this land distribution, how the land is distributed all over the world, and how much amount of land utilization is there, that all I will tell you. Now see that this one, land degradation and conservation. Okay, shall I go through this all? Okay, fine. Land degradation and conservation. What is land degradation and conservation? Land degradation and conservation. conservation. Okay, land degradation and conservation. See, land is becoming degrade. Degrade means what? It is eroded. Land is becoming eroded because of some due to some activities, some economic activities, some human activities. See how land is becoming degradation. See, there are some causes of degradation of land. See, land is the most important resource. So to make some agricultural activity, to make some other activities, economical activities. But what happening nowadays, land is becoming degradation of land is increasing on the planet Earth. So that how to conserve the land degradation, how to prevent that land degradation, how to keep our land in a fertile land, how to keep it in the fertile land, these all we have to learn. See, some causes are there. Deforestation means what? Okay, what is the deforestation? We are cutting the trees. Due to the cutting of trees is in the number of trees we are cutting more, means for agricultural purpose, for industries purpose, for road purpose, construction of buildings and roads. For that, due to that purpose, what we are doing all, we are cutting the trees, so that automatically land will lose their fertility, or fertile, it will lose their fertile. So that this is the deforestation. Okay, there are so many causes are there, why the land is becoming degradation and all, that I will teach you the most important factors why the land is becoming degradation. All I will teach in the next session. These all are points we have learned today in this session, that and the upcoming next sessions, upcoming next points and content I will teach you in the upcoming session, in next session. Thank you one and all.
ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸತ್ಯಂ ವಾಹಿನಿಯ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನದ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಸತ್ಯಂ ಟಿವಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.